thank you for the resubscribe. It's kind of crazy. I hadn't realized I had been monetized for that long. Yeah, I think my computer restarted while I was away, and so yeah, I was just saying I'm gonna try and get a reaction to the trailer tomorrow as soon as I can. I don't know when that will be, but I'm quite hopeful. They so far what they've shown has looked pretty good. So I've gotten it's gonna be 8 a.m. for me. So I'm hoping I can start recording my reaction to it at 9, because that's when the baby will go down for a nap. So I'm hoping I can watch it a couple of times, pick out a few things that we might miss on just a once-over watch, and then film a reaction. / breakdown. Yeah, I mean, I honestly have kind of discounted us getting birds and stuff. I've basically told myself that we're not getting birds in aquatics, and that we're just getting lighting and scaling, and I'm okay with that currently. Yeah, I know ZSH plays, which if you're not in his Discord, I highly recommend it. I'm a moderator there. Hey, Nick. He said that he will be... He has a video coming out tomorrow. Which, I mean, at this point, he's become... Oh, shoot. Well, Shadow Clutch doesn't have to worry about it, so we'll just talk about that Shadow Clutch. He said he has a video. Yeah, no, assuredly he knows more than us. I'm guessing that a lot of creators are going to have... Maybe they have a sneak peek of the build. So, like, they got to build a habitat. Probably everyone got to build a habitat for, like, 1 or 2 different... They got to pick between, like, 2 or 3 different species. And so you'll probably see a lot of, like, I built for an African lion, I built for an elephant, something like that. Something that's pretty much guaranteed to be in the base game anyway. I really like this fencing. It's so simple, but works pretty well for the African theme. I think people who will get stuff is going to be like Pacha. I mean, that the pictures they've shown have been in-game betas, so it's at least in a beta state. Oh, you're back, Nick. Have you seen the Planet Zoo 2 images? Yeah, probably Rudy. I think Pacha might have it because he usually... Oh, okay. I think Pacha gets it as well, because he was given one of... I'm trying to think of the people who were given the Zoopedias. I'm officially on their, like... I'm signed up as an possible influencer. That doesn't mean that I am one. It's just I have signed myself up for one. We'll talk with Nick about his opinions when he gets out of ad prison. So, if we blow up as a channel, there's a potential that we could get early access to something. Of course, I don't think they're going to. They're not going to do that for me at. Hey, PZ Central. How are you taking the news that we're getting a trailer tomorrow? Obviously, I'm not their priority content creator to with being sub 500 subs, but you know, if Planet Zoo 2 does really well, oh yeah, that's what we're talking about now. Is because I'm signed up on their like little. I'm signed up on their um I am signed up for their media team. Hey, thanks for the follow, Nick. Not that that means anything right now. I know nothing more than anyone else except the most I know is that ZSH Plays said that he is going to have a video coming out tomorrow. Because I'm a moderator on his server. Nice. I guess I'll show y'all what this is. So Mrs. T-Rex is doing for the World Wildlife Foundation. She's doing a zoo, and we are doing a Sahelian house, so the echoes of the Sahel. So she let me pick some species to build for. And yeah, I went a little overboard and oh wow. I have forgotten that game. I need lighting and scaling, and that's as much as I'm committing myself to needing. So yeah, we've got ADAX. Oh, nice. I remember when I played modded. Yeah, really. And then Dama Gazelles. So this is like the interior. Yeah, no, pathing. Okay, yes. Pathing, lighting, and scaling are my three things that I'm 99% sure we're going to get. And I will be happy should we just get those. So yeah, this side is still undone. Then we will have a cheetah habitat back here, but this is for Zoof's. Zoof is running a competition as a send-off for Planet Zoo 1. It does need birds, but I've just kind of accepted that we're not going to get them, and we'll be pleasantly surprised if we do. That's kind of the mindset I'm going into it with. I'm expecting them to have birds. Like, it would be or I guess I should say, I would be surprised if they do not have birds. Oh, that's why everything is not working the way that I want it to work, because we're just doing puny random rotations. We want to do random rotation all to create this stone border to be really interesting. Yeah, I don't really care as much about aquatics. I did just get back from the Tennessee Aquarium, which is a really good aquarium, but yeah, the same. Even if we got like some, I don't know. The game looks beautiful, and it looks like, I'll tell you one thing that I know for a yeah. I'll tell you one thing, the amount of backstage props that they've been showing off in these images has been quite exciting for me. Because I've become quite a bit of a backstage guy. I've enjoyed building backstages, as you can probably tell from this over here. We've got sort of our backstage for our hoofstock, which we still actually need to do a little bit of work for. But yeah, no, this game is by far one of the most creativity inducing games. Like, I'm going to be quite excited to see what people are able to kind of create in the second one, which is just going to make it easier. I've also really liked that all the signs we've seen have seemed significantly more grounded and realistic. So it looks like we're not going to have to deal with huge signs anymore. We're going to have some smaller signs, which is probably just a result of scaling now that we're going to have it. Again, almost assuredly going to have scaling. Oh, this is going to be a big planter. Yeah, honestly, I would prefer if we had more of a PK exhibit system for aviaries and aquatics, except for things like manatees. I know some people said, yeah, I would not be super happy with that system. The modular aspect of it is pretty good, but like, I mean, if we go to facilities, something like this, or let's just face it, something like this is big enough for like meerkats, sandcat, honestly, probably a bobcat or a lynx, but would work pretty well for like macaws and birds of prey, stuff like that. This exhibit box is massive. I always forget how huge it is. Um, yeah, no, I've played a bit of it. I need to get back into Jurassic. Well, I'll probably get back into Jurassic World Evolution 3 when they do their next. Yeah, no, if we had like smaller boxes, then that you could add together. That's a weird luck of the roll for the random rotations there. If we had like a modular exhibit system, I think that would be quite interesting. And I mean, you know, I love building small little terrariums, but I would like for there to be better methods of doing it. Because that is kind of crazy, but I believe it. Yeah, I just need an exhibit size that's smaller than 4x4. The 4x4 exhibit size is kind of wild. Like, that is 12 feet by 12 feet, and is more space than, like, a lot of small mammal exhibits are. And way bigger than most reptile enclosures are. And way bigger than any dart frog enclosure is. I've never seen a dart frog in anything bigger than like a 1 meter. I'm gonna group mantellas, and one of the largest things I've seen for them was probably it was probably a 2 meter by 2 meter, but they also shared it with Madagascar day geckos and a panther chameleon. Which honestly, surprised they can do day geckos and panther chameleons together, because chameleons tend to hate everything. Just get this garden path going. It's weird because this one I have to do with no mods, so it's kind of crazy playing in a non-modded environment now. I'm not expecting to see a ton of crazy new stuff tomorrow. I expect we'll see like a couple of animals. That probably most of them are going to be base game animals. Hey, Manly Muppet. Or, Monkey's Tavern. You've been seeing the new Planet Zoo stuff? Or Planet Zoo 2 stuff? I'll give you a brief tour of this little project that we've been working on. This project, I think, is going to be a good way for the channel to grow, because it's actually sort of a collaborative project. There's actually a few collaborative projects I need to touch base with Jean about. She wanted me to build a peacock aviary for her. I need to see if she's still doing Planet Zoo. But this is the Echoes of the Sahel. It's based off of Sudanese. Oh, shoot. Well, let's see if we can. Let me see if I can pull up those images then, so we can look at them just real quick. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, this is the first shot they gave us. So you can see, oh, I guess that's a cloth on the ground. I thought that was like litter. But we get some really cool things, like we've got these, this isn't a great image of it, but we get a ladder. I love these metal beam plates right here. And remember, still beta, but trash bags, all kinds. It looks. Oh yeah, and it's cycling light and dark. We'll take a look at some of the little dark one in a bit. But what really gives me hope is we are seeing like tropical DLC theme stuff. We're seeing some conservation stuff. So it looks like they are going to incorporate quite a few of the stuff from later DLCs into the game. Someone was mentioning this looks like almost like a sea lion show. I will reserve judgment. It does look like we have a glass barrier up there. I had not noticed that before. And then there's this tiger statue. Yeah, kind of blurry, but ooh, that's a really nice bench. And again, these signs look great. They look small, which makes them look significantly more grounded. Looks like we got a paper towel roll there. And then we got a pressure washer. Again, lots of backstage stuff, which is looking really good. Then here we go. This is kind of our thatch, which looks amazing. Looks like we've got real thatch texture. I love this cart. And then these signs. And Chief Leaf. Leaf has been talking about how they've got him in the game now. But yeah, all these plants also sway in the wind. Looks really, really good. It looks like we might be getting... Is this the Doom Palm? I don't really see any habitats in here, but these signs look very, very nice. Then here we can see our kind of Africa-themed area. Yeah, no, like if you zoom in on the texture, and it's better in real life, but I mean, we're just getting so much conservation pack themed stuff. Looks like we're getting some really nice metal beams as well. So they're just kind of showing them getting the zoo ready for tomorrow. Really like the elephant grass. Doesn't look as saturated as it does in the... Yeah, no, the water with the reflections looks great. And I think people are saying this is maybe a termite mound. So what I'd imagine is that tomorrow we're going to get a peek into what is on the other side of these. This is my favorite of them. This is like your temperate map looking. And again, we've got the nettles there. We've got, I guess that's the beech tree. Some nice stone pieces. This stone itself looks amazing. Rope looks good. Signs look good. And then if we want to look at it at night, this is what it looks like at night. It just looks so clean. It looks like we're getting a step ladder, nets. But yeah, that's what we got to see today. Tomorrow, I'd imagine we get to see kind of what habitats they were building for or whatever. And we'll get to learn a little bit about new game features, and then I'd imagine that on the 6th, we're going to get like a gameplay trailer or something like that. Maybe they'll show off some more features. But the game is looking quite good. Will it be easily to play? It will be another question, because that's one thing I've found difficult with Jurassic World Evolution 3, and I think a lot of people found difficult with Planet Coaster 2. But it's just going to take some getting used to. That's a game that I mean, I really have to fully devote myself to that game. So we got to get all of our projects done, including this one, which this one we got to get done by June 1st. So no more dilly-dallying. If Forge comes by, we're going to probably nerd out about it. Let's see. This we're going to have to do something similar to over here. But we do want some blackthorn bushes probably in here. Oh. And now we gotta fill in these areas. All right, let's get these all planted up. So this nitraria, creosote, even some candelabra. We're not even going to have the candelabra on the outside here. I just realized I failed to make sure they were on random rotation, which is just going to look funky. These are going to be a little bit rarer than the nitraria bushes because they're just a little bit more lush. We'll get back to that. And kind of intersperse these through here. Just make it thick. Because while it's an arid area, the Sahel is also technically a savanna. So it's not inappropriate to have some thick underbrush in some areas. Just the habitats we're going to have less lush. Probably want to have some flashes of color in here. Make sure we're not too crazy inside of this building. Or this one, we have the Somali wild ass and the African spurred tortoise. The spurred tortoises are mainly going to be inside. They're basically going to be restricted to this top section and inside, whereas the Somali wild ass can traverse significantly more of this because they're more sure-footed. And then over here, we have scimitar horned oryx, addax, and Dama gazelles. So all endangered desert fauna of Africa. Of all pretty much the same band of Africa. What did we have in here? We had some olive trees. Yeah. So there's like a band of like just straight sub-Saharan Africa that's called the Sahel, and that's the region we're really invoking. So it is a savanna, but it's like semi-arid savanna. Gotcha. Gotcha. feel like I didn't learn as much about the Sahel. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I really heard too much about it. Maybe I did, but I kind of forgot about. Like I had heard the term, but just didn't really know much about it. And then Corvus, he did a YouTube video of his Sahelian section, and it kind of stuck with me. You should go check out his channel for sure. He does great. Great Planet Zoo videos. Highly recommend him. Yeah, this is going to be the crappy view. And then you would get over it. This is, of course, going to be your #1 view. I think it's Bucocorvus. It's the genus name of the ground hornbills. That's what I know, because he's got one as like his logo. And his his logo is like a southern ground hornbill. He does really good builds up there with some of the greats like Eben and Goron, I would say. So, do y'all know what my Planet Zoo 2 plans are? Have I made that somewhat clear at least? If not, let me know. Gotcha. Alright, well then I'll just explain briefly what we've got. Okay. So if both of you all don't know, then I probably haven't explained it in full as much as I probably should. Because y'all are both two of the regulars. So the first project is going to be a very realistic. I mean, pretty much all of my projects henceforth are going to aim to be as realistic as possible. So the first one's going to be a very realistic zoo set in Ghana. And so it's going to have about 60 species or so, which is about typical. And so that's going to be the first. It's one of the richer countries in Africa, so it could be a zoo that isn't um isn't like tough on welfare. So they're not going to be it's not going to be a lot of luxurious habitats. Like it's not going to be a modern zoo. It's going to be a lot of chain link, a lot of iron bars, but at least spacious enough animal welfare wise. And so it will be using Kamansi Zoo as a reference. What's the zoo? Accra Zoo. And then there's one zoo in Mali I'm using as a reference as well. I don't remember its name. I think it's French. But so that I'm hoping is not going to take too long because a lot of the enclosures are going to look very similar to each other. It's going to be lots of like rows of primates, rows of reptiles, stuff like that. that a lot of their enclosures are going to look very similar. So I'm hoping we can knock out several habitats pretty quickly on that one. And again, not a ton of planting or anything in those. Probably the most work is going to be the outside of the habitats, but I think it's going a non-zero chance that we're getting brushes. And so if we get those, that's going to make gardening large areas of nature specifically quite good. I'd like to refrain from using it in habitats whenever possible, because I don't like losing creative control of habitats, if that makes sense. I feel like you lose that with the random plant brushes, because you'll often just be like, oh yeah, that was good, that's all I need, and then not really yours anymore, if that makes sense. Do I want that tree there? Not really. Let's see, do we do something similar over here? Let's see. Let's get this all in line. Let's get one of these in. I'm so excited for tomorrow, just to see what we're going to be able to see. And then June 6th, we know we're getting something, or we think we're getting something as well. We know Frontier is going to be at a game conference. Ooh. Why is it so hot in here? But after the Ghana project, which I'm hoping will take 6 months, we're going to make a zoo. We're going to go back to Zooburn, except it's going to be called. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if we get the release date now, but we'll see. Yeah, Zoo Burn is coming back, except it's going to be called Bear Park Burn. I'm doing like a small Latin America project as well, set in Peru. Um, so like zoos in Africa often have small species counts. So if you want to go that route, you obviously can. Um, so you can do like a small little safari park. I'm trying not to go too crazy with the decals, but I also want it to look aged. Hey, PZ Central. Ian. I want it to look aged, but not like fully decrepit. If that makes sense. Because the idea is like these endangered species, and so it's the echoes of the Sahel, so we try and formulate that with the architecture as well. I love this crack right here. Let's try and get one section kind of figured out at a time. South Africa, yeah. So this is the Echoes of the Sahel building. So you would enter into here, which obviously still needs a lot of work. But this is the interior view, sort of based off of Zurich's Elephant House, but only in the loosest sense of large area for hoofstock, if you want to consider elephants hoofstock, which I think is fair. I think you can consider elephants hoofstock. Any areas of this looking barren? That could use a little bit. That's probably as much as I'm going to go on there, and then use sort of this to scuff up a few areas. I think those are the moss pieces. Yes. More like pads. Sorry, Shadow Clutch, if you can add a little bit more context there. I'm having streamer brain. But yeah, South Africa has a good budget. Nigeria is not too bad. Elephants, yes. Yes, no, it's more pads. They're on fingernails, but I think for the purposes of like husbandry, you could categorize them in the same category as hoofstock. Of like they have somewhat similar care, although their feet are a little bit more. Well, I've heard hoofstock have pretty difficult to care for feet. Okay, so we finished that section of the tower. We don't really... How much do you see of that? We need to finish this here, but we don't really have to do a ton of detail work onto that section because you're not going to see it, and I don't really care about building it if you can't see it. Ooh, yeah. Have y'all seen the entrance to my Latin America park? Also, FYI, my wife is out of the house right now. So if my son, if he wakes up, I will need to take care of him. He shouldn't, but you never know. So just keep that in mind, that she's out of the house, so I will not be able to rely on her should anything happen. So if y'all are not part of the Discord, y'all should... Oh, I don't have a picture of it anymore. I bet I could grab a picture from somewhere else. If I look up Iquitos, because I found that a lot of Peruvian zoos did I take a picture of the entrance here? Me. In Plan Zoo share. Oh, not really. Did I? I don't know. I didn't really pick a picture, but I'm pretty proud of that habitat. Or that entrance, I should say. We will probably on Friday, if we finish this project, or at least get it in a spot that I'm pretty comfortable with it, we will probably work on Iquitos. So hopefully we can get finished with this. Guess we need to do this as well. Let's see. Get this going in here. All right, then we need to do this wall, which we should probably do the whole thing of. Really make it scrappy. Make some custom cracks off of this. There we go there. These style scratches just kind of make it look more realistic. at least for a building that's trying to look old. All right, let's see what else we can do. All right, let's see. There's some of this grit around. Ooh, this would be a perfect place for something like this. Then something like this. Just really trying to get this all grimy and look like it belongs. I think that's looking good. Yeah, I really like this, the entrance to this area. I think it's looking quite realistic slash very well themed. I don't know. Theming is something I feel like I struggle with, so that's one of the things I kind of wanted to work on here. Because my South American project is a pretty modern zoo. Tri-State is very much uh, architecture of the area that I'm around. For the most part, I mean, some of it's different, but oh, that's not gonna look good. That's repeating textures right there. Something there needs to be. I don't like those big drastic areas. I think that they make it look too worn down. I'm so excited for tomorrow. And excited for November. I really just dropped it on us that, oh yeah, we're gonna do a full reveal tomorrow. Kinda crazy that they did that. But you will not hear me complain. No sirree. Yeah, they did very good at giving us a surprise. Oh yeah, you know how y'all were expecting a release on like y'all were expecting like news on June 6th. Well, guess what? We are going to push that schedule way ahead. I mean, I guess it's not way ahead, it's like a week and a half ahead. Starting to look together. We might actually be able to get this into a state where it can go at least to the World Wildlife Zoo. Not necessarily competition ready, but at least for the collaborative zoo. But that collaborative zoo has people's builds like Caesar and Zoof. So yeah, there will be a full tour of that zoo by um by yeah, that's what I would say as well, which is good. Um but yeah, Mrs. T-Rex, I think she's doing a live stream on, I don't know exactly what date, to showcase the whole thing, but definitely follow her if you haven't. She mainly does variety games at Planet Coaster a lot, um, but she's really good at what she does there, and she's going to be showcasing these builds. So if you want to support the channel, go there and say you're from Greyhammer when she does that big tour. And then hopefully other people will see my build there and follow me here. We'll see. Trying to get connected into other people's channels. We've done bits with a few creators, but this would probably be one of our bigger things. Especially for Zeus contest. He's going to do a tour of all of them. And so I want to be on that tour because Zeus is, I mean, he's growing pretty fast right now because he's doing some great videos. If y'all haven't seen his videos, go and check him out as well. He works on Walby City Zoo with Caesar and Haribo. Um, yeah, that's my hope. That's why I'm trying to make as nice a habitat as we can here to really get in good with some of the greats and show them what I can do. But I feel like I've built a pretty good community with some Planet Zoo creators. Blob, obviously, Sparrow, but she doesn't do much right now. Now that it's summer, I wonder if we'll see more out of Sparrow. Now that she doesn't have to teach. Um, but Captain Callum's another one. I mean, in a non-YouTube way, ZSH plays and I know each other pretty well, and that I'm one of his moderators. And he's liked some of my builds in some discords, so he knows of my builds. But Caesar doesn't really know me. Goron knows me. He also said my builds are good, so. And Eben as well. So I guess, and Wyatt. Okay, yeah. Wyatt actually has given me some good suggestions on my builds. So that's always great. The Planet Zoo community is really good. I was in his Discord for a while, and then there were some people spamming, and his mods were or his mod, he only had one mod at the time. So him and his mod were both European, and I was like, hey, I know I've been in the Discord for a while, so maybe you'll trust me, but if you need an American mod for to cover more time zones, I'm available. So yeah, no, he's British. So some guy was kept doing ban evasions in several servers, um, and so I was kind of like, hey, I can help, um, sort of be a mod during American hours. So that's mainly how I know ZSH. But actually, I guess before I became his mod, he had seen some of my builds and stuff and had liked them because we're on the Bro Nation Discord together. But no, he's great. Um, I think if I was to do a Planet Zoo 2 collaboration, the people I could maybe get to do that. Um, I could maybe get Stone Soul to do it. Um, Probably could. Just I bet Forge would do a collaboration with me. He's not necessarily a creator, but he does do collabs with Leaf. I guess I'm in good with Forge. He shows up to my live streams. I like Forge. We're both southeastern U.S. buddies. I need to talk to him about the Chattanooga Aquarium, so I need him to show up. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out who I would even reach out to about a collab. Because I mean, I don't think I'm the people who do collabs generally are like that do like video collabs. I think it's Eben and Goron. Caesar is part of one. Zoo. I'd love to do one with Callum, but he's does recreations, so doing a collab with him doesn't make as much sense. But he's one of my like underrated. I feel like he's very underrated for what he does. Um, and his workshop pieces are so helpful. But yeah, I really don't know. Um, I could definitely see a collab with like Jean, or Sparrow working out because we're pretty close. Maybe Gunter or Pacha, maybe. Hmm, I don't know. As much as I love the idea of collabs, I don't know how much makes sense. My niche right now is kind of ZSU, so like I don't know how much that would really lend itself to it, except maybe me and Forge. But again, Forge is not. Yeah, no, I like Pacha. I wish he would live stream some again. I feel like it needs more than that. Yeah. Hey, Combat Bear. Yeah, Pacha is really good. Oh, I'm so looking forward to it. I'm gonna try and get a video out. Is this really what I want? As soon as possible for tomorrow. Yeah, that's actually kind of what we're talking about, is if I do a collab in Planet Zoo 2. Because, I mean, right now you can build a zoo with friends. It's just a bit more of a pain to do it. If they did multiplayer, oh my gosh, that opens up. That would kind of restrict me to. Yeah, no, not at the same time. I wish, but it would also be kind of weird. On Yeah, that I could see. Especially they've been focusing so much on backstage equipment stuff. Is this in line? Hmm. I hate that. Oh, I guess it can be done. Thanks for the follow, sir. I don't really like that. That's not really doing it for me. Also, can y'all hear those alerts as they go off? The because I was realizing when Miss T Rex was streaming, I was trying to teach her restream, and she was like, "Oh, but you wouldn't hear alerts." No. Aha. Okay, so I need to figure out a way to do that. Gotcha. So, what do we think of this wall? What does it need? Is it too much cracks? Ah, so you must be. Thank you. This is the Echoes of the Sahil. Um, so this is for Mrs. T Rex's World Wildlife Foundation Zoo. So it's all about endangered species. Hmm, something on the edges. Let me see what we can. Yeah, I see. Yeah, Nubian pyramids. It's the Moreau pyramids is what I'm really recreating. Darn, they're just flat there. It's so boring though. Like, I don't have the exact shape. I have more of an Egyptian pyramid for the glass. But what I could do is I could grab something like this. Gosh, why is it so hot in Probably needs to be more like this. Hmm. think I actually might. I forgot. Leader. I really like Leader. He was being persnickety with me and he said arches are technically not common or not feasible in, they were not used by Egyptians slash Nubians. So um this is not sandstone, is it? Limestone. There's no way that the Somali wild horse can fit through there. But yeah. Not anyway. Theoretically, yeah. Nice. Wait, what? That's ridiculous. You've got to... EZ Plus is a masterpiece of modding. Hey, Stubby Wubby Nose. I guess we're going to keep this open like this. We might... What we will do is PVC. We'll have this like so. I would as well. Personally, this is one thing I was saying earlier today. I would love to see less subspecies, especially like the tiger. If we had 2 subspecies of tiger in game based off the current consensus, so like we had the Sunda Island tiger and the mainland tiger. Those are the 2 recognized subspecies. Now I think the 2 populations or the 2 subspecies is more recognized now. I would be fine with that. Or even just have the base game animal and then have subspecies be an optional thing. So yeah, now I'm questioning, do I just stop it here? I think the answer is yes, because that's kind of what it does. In the other section. So like, boom, stop that there. Might even yeah, that's the kicker. That's the kicker. Is that it almost always will. In my opinion, at least. So that adds a little bit of depth. But we probably do want a few plants. And we'll even do it so that it's not even gardened plants, just a few. Like, these are just plants that sort of started springing out. That's too saturated. Well, maybe if we had random rotation. But I feel like it's still going to be too brightly green compared to the rest of it. Something along this wall. Make it look a little bit more interesting. Question mark. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what they manage to add. Really like to see what we can kind of make it blend in. Yeah. Like, there's not going to be too much craziness along the base here. Just adding these little bits of rocks so that it doesn't feel so disconnected from the rest of the habitat. I really love these Oceania rocks. Now I just want to grab some of these. Yeah, unfortunately, I will be doing D&D on June 6th. I say unfortunately, I'm going to enjoy myself playing D&D. But it's set, D&D is right when when the Planet Zoo announcement will be, when that Planet Zoo announcement will be released. So at first I thought that was the only one, but now we know better. So that's at least nice, is that I'll probably be missing out on gameplay, and then we'll just have to look at that later. Well, we're not nearly as that level yet. My wife's playing our cleric, and we just hit level 2, so not quite. It's funny. My Eben was saying something similar. He's like, I guess it's time for a team player death kill. Hmm. I'm really liking how this is looking. That's our catchphrase. This will be the 3rd session. Hmm. They don't have smaller bricks than this, do they? modded. Basically we not much. But my character, I need my character to... Could... do something like this to make it more interesting. I don't hate it, I don't think. 4 at a time is fast enough. Yeah, it's fine. Makes it look more cohesive. Then we'll just grab this. I just want this right there. And then we're gonna just grab all this. And make sure that it all kind of aligns nicely. Like there. And still a tad this way. Basically, we just investigated some stuff and went through a dream sequence in D&D, that is. It's not a ton, but I'm interested to see where the campaign goes. I'm playing a Minotaur Paladin. So I'm our muscle. Though I'm also... No, we're not doing XP either. We're doing by, like, chapters of the story. So, like, the dream sequence and the first bit of us finding out about a missing professor. It's kind of chapter 1. This side of the building is going to be quite boring without something like this. Yeah, I mean, really, the D&D can be pretty much anything you make it, so... let's see. How much of this can we get finished? Looks like we might be streaming this Friday, because I still got the whole interior of the hallway. And, the hallway and the left side, or right side if you're looking at the entrance, but so we've still got a good bit. So unless I can finish it tomorrow morning and Friday morning, which it's not looking like it, we got about an hour left today. Wait, are we? But yeah, that's weird. Don't do that. I'm a little decaled out, so we're gonna save that section for later, but I do want to grab this. If you like the idea of D&D but don't really know anything about D&D, I would highly recommend like the shows Vox Machina and The Mighty Nine on Amazon Prime. They're very good shows, so well done. So even if you don't know anything about D&D, it's interesting. Also, the D&D movie, Honor Among Thieves, is really good. Like, unironically, it's a very good, very funny movie. And again, something you don't have to know about D&D to enjoy, but is pretty faithful to D&D. Like, the D&D movie feels like a D&D session. What did you think? I mean, if you don't enjoy it, then that's fine too. But yeah, what did you think about it? So I would just look up references, like real references to safari buildings. You're probably going to get a lot of cinder block builds, and just be okay with that. If you're building it in Africa, just kind of painted plaster, painted cinder blocks, stuff like that are going to be pretty staple. And unpainted cinder blocks, so like the breeze block works pretty well for that. A lot of it's going to be just like rectangular shaped buildings with like wooden roofs. Or if you're doing South Africa, you can go a little bit more modern with like some metal. Kind of depends on what area you're doing it in. Oh, jeez. How many? Only 500 pieces, that's not too bad. 500 or so of these planting rocks. let's see. So there will also be a cheetah habitat, but that's for the competition, not for the World Wildlife Zoo. So I'm a little decaled out, so let's grab something like this. Let's flip it. Let's make sure that we do this on the world axis so that it's all very much clean and makes sense. And then let's grab this. We're going to put it like so. We don't need as many stalls as we did for the other yard, so honestly just grab this. Don't need this. We've only got 2 stalls for these guys. We'll make a 3rd stall just in case they have a baby. But beyond that, let's get that right there. Boom. Just move that there. Move this like so. Boom. That will be our little stable, and then we'll do this is limestone, right? No, this was just concrete. There we go. And then what we can do is just try and hide some of this. By having like this in place. Let's see, make sure that doesn't peek out. Let's make sure we grab all of this. Make sure we bring this out to there. Come on. Let's just get a piece that fits in this area pretty nicely. And then we can make it a little bit nicer still. Why is it so warm in here? Is our air conditioner not working? Might be one of the things I do tomorrow is try and... I probably need to replace the air filter, I'd have to imagine. Very good. We'll make sure not to overuse these too much. Just grabbing some of these. Let's make sure we don't have anything poking out of the wall, but it's looking pretty good. I need to do something a little different. Do I want it to expand so much? I don't know that I do. I think I might want people going through a narrow hallway for a little longer. And by a little longer, I mean up to like here. feel like it immerses you a little bit more. Let's see. Let's get this going. All right, let's see. Make sure that all the stuff is colored the right color. It's not. Okay, so now you go down this narrow hallway into the area. Now I want to do... Let's see if we can do, like... Um, we can try and get a lot of these. The poaching. So let's see. Which one should our last one be? Probably domestication. No. Here's what the story will say. Domestication causes global warming. Trying to think of let's get this hallway in with all of our messages. Again, this is for World Wildlife Zoos, so we want plenty of conservation messages. Let's see. Boom. Feels much more impressive. Boom. Hope everyone's having fun. Great. Appreciate it. That's what I needed to hear. Just checking some things. Okay. Let me see. Did my wife text me? She did not. Okay, if I keep that like that, this leader's gonna tear me a new one. Gotcha. Feel like condensed habitats are easier for me. Hmm. Yeah, that will do it right there. Hmm. Guessed I get. That's always tough for me. Gotcha. Yeah, entrances are tough. That's too big anyway. Let's see, can we make this all white? And then scimitar horn doors. They're not really scaled to one another, so it's not even worth using. All right, let's see. How do we like that? Nah, that's something I still difficulties with. I don't like this. I don't think it actually looks that good. Now, oh, that's funny. I think it just doesn't give across the actual look that I'm wanting. Yeah, if I could have it so that it didn't have those, that would be great. Like the outer edges. Yeah, this looks like something you might actually see. Let's see. Oh, shoot. Boom. Let's see. Yeah. So then we just delete this. We grab every bit of this. Then we can just bring this over. Gotcha. I mean, you still technically have those options if you do like a blueprint zoo that you just pass in between two players, but I get that like a feature that's more built into real time would be nice. The one thing is I don't know how like edits would work super well in that. Like if you're working on two similar areas, so maybe you'd have to have an area that like the other you would claim an area to work on. I really don't know. Gotcha. Like a small area. Oh, what do we have? What do I have energy for right now? Guess I could work on decals over here. Right now, my brain is kind of fried. Ugh. So I need to figure out things that I've got the mental capabilities to still handle right now. Yeah, maybe maybe that would be helpful then for you if you could do a collab where someone works on some part. I should run a collab zoo in the Discord if we ever get big enough to where like other people can help each other out with different areas of the zoo. Maybe we'll do that at the start of PZ2. And then I can tour when the zoo is completed. Something like that. We do have some of those decals as well. Good to take note of that. Let's see. So yeah, right now we're just gonna play until either my wife comes home or 10 o'clock hits. Or I guess it's whichever one is last. So it's probably gonna be this point when my wife gets home. It seems like. Boom. The exterior is really starting to come together. I feel like this is very much out of the way. I think that felt very much not cohesive with the rest of the build. See if I can grab all this and just move it to the other side, that will make it so much easier. And, I mean, we should be able to. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, no, it's not. Oh well. Ooh, stretch. Drink some water. We're actually staying hydrated this stream, which is nice. And this side should just be easier, right? Now, one thing I'm probably going to have for the competition side, but probably not for the WWF side, is I want, like, stains on the top of the windows. Okay. At 10, I might just have to call it quits, because I am kind of getting weary of feeling this way. Sorry, that's a song. I'm getting weary of building. Just a little tired. But I do want to finish a couple of things. So basically we'll stream until we feel like ending, or my wife gets home. Right there. Let's see. Let's keep on trucking along. Ah, that's my wife saying that she's on her way home. So we will end the live stream when she gets home, which is in about 15, 20 minutes. Don't want to go too much crazier than that. We probably will delete a few of the decals on the other side, because I do think they are a little too much. Um, let's keep this going. Um, I do love these little scuff mark looking ones. That's starting to really look like something. It's a pretty darn good screenshot if I do say so myself. So let's take a screenshot in there. Let's go to the other side and see. Yeah, no, it's too busy in here. Sometimes less is more. Yeah, it's much better. Want to be careful to use a good amount of these to give us that feeling of it being broken down, but not so much that it feels like it's such an integral part of the building. If that makes sense at all. We want it to be character added to the building, not the character of the building itself. Honey Severn, can you bring out the hammer? The hammer of bands. That seems to be the new chatbot thing, is AI viewers. Like I want bots to watch. Don't know why I would want bots to watch when I really would like to get people to watch. But whatever. Hmm. Thank you. I mean, it's not like he's going to come by and do it again, but it's always another AI bot that does it the next time. But, just principle wise. There we go. Let's make sure we get some of this in. Let's see. Back on to the collab conversation we were having earlier. The one problem is that a lot of the Planet Zoo YouTubers I know are European. So obviously doing for some collabs it's cool to do like a tour of your area with someone else. I've really liked it, those that like Goron and Blob have done. Those are much more difficult to do over time zones, as one can imagine. Can be done. It's not going to be something that I personally like seek out a ton. More something that would be nice to have. I think a collab would be fun. Okay. Now, as far as the exterior, we just have to do this wall. We'd like to get some of this in line. So, like, some grit and grime where people have scuffed their feet and stuff. Excuse me. So stuff I need to do is the interior on this side, including habitat items. So maybe we can get some of this stuff in here. So I can grab something like this. Thing off white, because that's a fun color for this stuff. Can spur. Something like that there. Huh. Can you? Yes. Who wouldn't want to see? Tortoises in their burrows. Let's grab this real quick. Place one down here. Faux rock. That this. Look a little bit better. I assume that's still available, yeah. Because they've got like a little circle area, but like a little area around it. That I've never built for these guys, so can I just say I love the way that these guys look? This is one of Frontier's best models, if not their best model. Jeez. I hope we get these guys in Planet Zoo too. So I think my wife might have gotten home. Do like these guys as well. They did really good, like the veins and stuff. Yeah, we're nearing the end of our live stream. Again, hope y'all guys have liked it. If you're watching on YouTube and have not yet liked the live stream, go ahead and do so. It'll help it get found later, I hope. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in, and